right, guys. Shh. All right, hey, guys. Shh. On your piece of paper right now, I want you to do this problem. Do it quietly. Yeah. Shh.
I think I messed up.
So if you're still struggling, you circle the y equals and you plug it in for the y. Shh. All right. So you should have had negative 3x minus 2, and then the y is substituted out, and the 5x minus 7 is substituted in. And then you go to solve that, because remember, the whole goal of substitution is to get rid of one of the variables so that you only have one variable left. So I distribute. So that's negative 10x equals a positive 14. Because negative 2 times negative 7 is positive 14. Combine like terms, negative 3 minus 10, that's negative 13x. Plus 14 equals negative 12. Subtract the 14. So negative 13x equals negative 26. Divide by negative 13, and x equals 2. Right. Shh. And then after you get x equals 2, you have two variables, so you're going to plug it in to find the other one. So I'm going to take x equals 2, and I'm plugging it in for this x right there. So y equals 5 times x, but x is what? 2 minus 7. So that's 10 minus 7, which is 3. So 2 comma 3. And you can check it. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. And negative 6 minus 6 is negative 12. So it is the right answer. I'm going to preface the next problem is 0 is allowed to be an answer. So you could get like y equals 0. Okay. What's the only time that you would write all solution or no solution? All the variables canceled out. All right. So try this one. This one does not have an x equal or y equal, so you're going to have to take care of that first. All right, so you'll notice up here that I solved the first one for y because one of them has to be y equals or x equal, and then I'm going to sub that into the other equation for y. So that's 3x minus 8, and then n for the y is 5x minus 3 equals 24. So I distribute. So that'll be negative 8 times 5x is negative 40x. Negative 8 times negative 3 is positive 24. Combine like terms, 3x minus 40x is negative 37x plus 24 equals 24. Subtract 24. So that's negative 37x equals what? 0. Divide by negative 37 and x equals 0. And then remember, you have to plug it into one of the originals. You cannot use the one that you solved. So I'm going to plug it in right here. So negative 5 times 0 plus y equals negative 3. So that's negative 5 times 0, which is just 0. So that's y equals negative 3. So 0, negative 3. If you're somebody that wrote no solution, I'm specifically talking to you right now. All the variables did not cancel out. I still had a negative 37x. So just because the numbers canceled out doesn't mean anything. It says if the variables cancel out, not numbers. All right, try this one. All right, so I look at it. The first one's already y equals, which is good. So I'm going to plug it in. So negative 6 plus 2, and then in the parentheses, 3x plus 5 equals 10. Distribute. So that's 6x plus 10. Combine your like terms. Negative 6x plus 6x are canceled out. Oh, all my variables just canceled out. I just got 10 equals 10. What's that mean? All solution or infinite solution. Okay, are there any questions still about the substitution? Okay, real quick refresh on graphing because that's what we have tomorrow. I'm going to graph what? All right, I'm going to graph number 2 that we did. All right, so when looking at these two, you will notice that neither of them are solved for y, right? So you're going to have to solve them both for y. Found some graph paper. Okay, so the first one, I'm going to add the 5x. So that's y equals 5x minus 3. Are we all good on that? Okay, this one though, I'm going to have to do a little bit more to solve it for y to graph it because we always want them in y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to subtract my 3x. So that's negative 8y equals negative 3x. That's a positive 24. And then what am I going to do to get y by itself? Divide by negative 8. So y equals negative 3 divided by negative 8 is not a whole number. It doesn't reduce, but a negative divided by a negative is a positive. 24 divided by negative 8 is negative 3. All right, and then we're going to graph it. And you'll have graph paper. Okay. All right, so the first one, y equals 5x minus 3. Where would I start at? -3 for my y-intercept, and then my slope is 5/1. Rise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, run 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, run 1. All right, the next one, y-intercept, -3, whoop, there it is. And then I'm going to rise 3, run 8. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or I could go down 3, left 8. So where do they cross at? 0, -3, which, hey, isn't that what I got here when I did substitution? Yes, Miss Wilson, so smart.
Are we just gonna graph?